Okay.
Looks like we are live. So I'm gonna say hello world. You are live with David Totten with eXp Realty and host of Living in Danville, Virginia. And if this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe, turn on the notifications so you're the first to learn about everything there is to know about living, working, eating, and playing in and around the Danville area. I have two special guests with me today. One familiar face, Mrs. Talik Mason with Alcova Mortgage. And we have a newcomer today, Ms. Maya Hairston, and she is with Danville Redevelopment and Housing Authority. So I want to let them introduce themselves to you all, and then we will get into our discussion for today, which is buying power in Virginia in 2024. So we'll start with Talik, and then we'll let Ms. Mai introduce herself, and then we'll keep things going.
Hey everyone, I am Tyleek Mason. I'm a licensed mortgage loan originator with Alcova Mortgage. I am licensed in both Virginia and North Carolina. So if you are looking to buy in either of those areas, either of those states, I am your girl. I can help you out. But outside of that, I'm really excited to talk to y'all today about the programs that Maya is able to offer to clients with Danville Redevelopment and Housing Authority. So I'm super excited to work with y'all and talk to y'all today.
Okay, Ms. Maya, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maya Hairston. I am the Director of Resident Education at Danville Redevelopment and Housing Authority. I work over at the Center for Housing Education in Danville. I am a HUD certified housing counselor, so we do everything over here. I'm super excited to talk to you guys about the programs we have going on right now and everything that we're doing. I absolutely love what I do. It is definitely a passion of mine. So I'm definitely super excited for today.
Awesome. So Talik and Maya, thank you both for joining us today. And again, I am a proponent. I am a stickler. I am a uh, I guess what you would call, I am passionate about helping people realize the dream of home ownership. And I know that Talik is, and Maya, I know that you are. So, this whole year, we've been on this kick about home ownership and the value in it, the importance of it, even when it comes down to generational wealth and what home ownership means for a lot of people. Because a lot of people, they rent houses or they think that I can't own a house. I
Mhm.
don't know what I have to do. I don't know the steps. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know where to go. Well, today you have three people here who can get you 95% of the way. So Talik, I wanted to open up because I had some questions for Maya. I know Maya had something that she wanted to deliver. So, but I do have a question. So Maya, when it comes to Denver Redevelopment and Housing Authority, right? Can
Mhm.
you kind of go into a little more detail about what it is that DRHA is and what it does for potential home buyers in and around Virginia?
Um, so pretty much what we do.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So,
then, with you being director of education too, like how you fit into the overall scheme of uh Danville Redevelopment and Housing Authority's goal. Yeah.
got you. So we are Danville Redevelopment Housing Authority, but I work over at the Center for Housing Education. We offer a number of different services here. Folks who come to us, everyone is not necessarily looking to become home owners. Most of them are though. So we offer financial management, credit counseling, debt management counseling, all that good stuff. But like I said, our most popular is our pre-purchase counseling. So I like to think of me and Akina, that's who's in this office, we are accountability partners. We are there from the very start when our client walks in, not knowing where to start on the homeownership journey, all the way to the closing table. Literally, we're at the closing table with them. So we're there holding their hand through getting their credit together, their finances in order, recommending and helping them with the pre-qualification, recommending and helping them find a good realtor, moving through the process of finding a home. We're still there. We're there through the entire process. So I like to use that accountability partner title, because a lot of times that's all what folks need. They fall off, but I'm there like, what's going on? What have you done this? Have you done this? And I can get a little annoying, but they appreciate it. They appreciate it because a lot of times that's what we all need, a little push. And that's what we do.
Okay. All right. So not everybody that comes in wants to be a homeowner, but several are. And
Majority.
y'all help, right. So y'all help really people get into a position to
Correct.
purchase
Mm-hmm.
where they may not be right now.
Correct. We are the starting point. A lot of people think they need to reach out to realtor first or the lender first. I don't think so. We are the starting point because we'll get you prepared. We're not going to let you move on to talk to a lender unless we know you are 100% ready. You're going to be pre-qualified. So I always tell people start with a housing counselor.
Now that housing counseling, because yeah, buying a house is more than just getting keys and walking into a home. Because I mean, it's just like a marriage. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to look past the wedding day.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look at the
Correct.
rest of life.
Right.
So with buying a house, you have to look past your closing day and you taking pictures and posting all this. You have to think about, okay, I have to live after I
Mm-hmm.
buy the house. And am I or is my family in a position to where we're at a point where we can sustain living in this property, right? And
Right.
that's where y'all come in, correct?
Right. So we go over their spending plan and everything and make sure that, okay, do you have the funds to continue to save even after you purchase your home for those unexpected expenses that may come up? We have a post-purchase, a hands-on post-purchase workshop that we do here. And that's showing homeowners, whether they purchase with us or not, showing homeowners small little tags that they can do themselves to save money, like snaking the toilet and changing out a handle on the toilet and all the little stuff that you can save money doing yourself versus hiring somebody to do.
Okay. Okay. Um, so I guess since we're talking about the education piece, um, what other resources are available to residents when it comes to the education and what they need to know, even before coming to me?
Right.
I think since we're here, I'm like the third peg in the order, because
Mhm.
after they talk to you, you'll connect them with the lender like Talik
Right.
to talk about, now that you're ready to buy, let's
Hmm.
see how much you can buy.
Right.
And then they would come to me to go shopping.
Correct.
So what resources are available for folks who looking to make that move?
So we offer the home buying education class, which we don't have any scheduled right now, but that's the in person. We do once a week, every Wednesday, we offer lab hours because you can take it online. So we're there in our computer lab. They can come in and do that class online. We're there to assist. And that class, it takes them through the entire home buying process. So they can kind of know what they're getting into. And it's a really good class. It's through Virginia Housing. So they can take that online, or they can wait for an in-person class, because we do have folks who just prefer in-person courses. Like I said, we have that post-purchase hands-on workshop as well. And then we have a financial class that we do. We don't really have set courses. Usually I'm going out to different businesses, or like I did one at CIC for the parents last month. And we offer that course as well. And we offer it at our sites as well. I'm thinking about exactly how I'll open it up to the public so everyone can come in. That's probably going to be a future date later on this year, though.
Okay. All right. So we have um, the pre-purchasing, we got the post-purchasing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Talik, what do you have for Miss Maya?
Well, I was just going to interject to say how much HUD counseling or Maya's phase takes the load off of me, because when I get people, typically I have to do a lot of what she does. You know, the annoying part. David can speak to that. I can be very annoying to the client, to get the information that I need and try to get them prepared financially. I think it's really important for people to get that budget together, because a lot of people can technically be pre-approved, but they are financially irresponsible. And really getting to that place where you can cut back on, most people's vices is food, going out, and especially when you have a family, that $15 of you eating by yourself can easily turn into 80 to 100 once you have a whole family. And it's just different areas of financial irresponsibility that can be cleaned up in that beginning phase to make my life a lot easier when it comes to a pre-approval, and also make your pre-approval process go smoother, and get you to David, get you to the realtor much quicker. But for me, I actually wanted to ask more about what assistance can people get through Danville Redevelopment Housing Authority, the Center for Housing Education. How can we team up together to really help people save money once they get to that step to be able to be pre-approved?
Okay, so I'm gonna go over them. I can start rambling, but y'all just interject if you
No,
have any
do your
questions.
thing, because no, no, seriously, because there may be something that you say
Mm-hmm.
that one person needs to hear,
Mm-hmm.
and if you help one person today, I count it a win.
Got you.
So yeah, so go ahead, Maya. The floor is yours.
All righty. So we partner with Danville, the city of Danville, first, for down payment and closing cost assistance. They will give our clients, or whoever, you have to go through us first to get it, up to $10,000 towards down payment and closing costs. With this grant, you do have to purchase in the city of Danville. So if I get you those funds, you have to purchase in the city. We also partner with DHCD. They will give our clients up to 10% of the purchase price of the home. With DHCD, you can purchase anywhere in Virginia. So Danville City, County, Lynchburg, South Boston, wherever. We can use those funds. Now, with DHCD, let's rewind. For those who are on here and don't know, if you have a Section 8 voucher, you are able to purchase with your Section 8 voucher. The lender, they'll count it as income, and going forward, our Section 8 department, or whoever you get your voucher through, they will pay your mortgage just like they pay your rent, a portion of your mortgage. With DHCD, they do not allow Section 8 voucher holders to receive those funds. So it has to be the city of Danville funds if I'm going to do any type of down payment. Just keep that in mind. We also have what we call VITA program. That is our match savings program. It used to be you put $1 in, the client puts $1 in, the program will match it with $8 at the end of the program. The client will have $4,500 to use towards down payment and closing costs. They just upped it, so every dollar our client puts in, the program will match it with $10. So at the end of the program, the client will have $10,000 to use, and those they count them as savings funds. That's their money that they can use towards their house. And the
Oh,
beauty about
wait a minute.
okay, let me go ahead.
So you telling me if I save 1,000,
Right.
y'all will match it at 10,000,
Mm-hmm. They will have $10,000.
and I only have to save 1,000.
Yes. Yes.
Keep girl.
And you can the client can save that as quickly as they want to. However, the client has to be in that program for a minimum of 6 months. So they can't just come in and throw the money in there and think they're going to purchase next week or anything like that. They have to be in the program for a minimum of 6 months. And there are some education requirements. They just have to take the homeownership course that I mentioned earlier, and then they have to take a finance course. No, it's nothing crazy. But the beauty about all of these programs is they're stackable. The only two programs that aren't stackable are the Danville City and the DACD. You have to pick one or the other. But say we have a Section 8 client, they have a voucher, they can purchase with that voucher, and say they are enrolled in VITA and they completed their classes and they've been in it for 6 months or however long, and so they have that $10,000, so they have their voucher, that $10,000, and then they're looking to purchase in the city, so I can get their $10,000 from the city as well. So that's what we try to do. We try to the more the merrier, as many programs as we can stack to help our clients, because most of our clients are low income. So the more we can stack, the better off they are. And even though these programs, they do have requirements, they have income requirements. It is that 80% HUD AMI. Now, I want to just make it clear that the programs, they have requirements. Our counseling services, anyone can come and get. So anyone can come into the Center for Housing Education and get financial management, or if they just don't know where to start to buying a house, but you're over income, you can still come to us and receive free counseling services. Just the programs have those requirements. You're on mute.
Sorry, that word free,
Mm-hmm.
one more time,
Yeah.
is they can come into your office and get free
Free of charge.
financial education.
Yes.
And I also wanted to just mention that, like, being able to stack those programs, I mean, that speaks volumes, because people are having like an affordability crisis with homes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get $12,000, $10,000, $20,000 that we can put down for the down payment, that changes your whole experience with what your monthly payment can be for a certain quality of home, and also allow us to increase your pre-approval drastically, so your shopping is different as well. So it's almost like, a lot of people are trying to wait on like rates to drop, but you can kind of get that same impact to help your affordability sooner rather than later if you are to reach out to Maya. And especially for people who are lower income, who have fixed income, something like that, who really don't have many options, this really is helpful for people who don't really make that much and really can't qualify for that much.
Right.
And see, with that too, along with the home affordability, is the market is still really competitive right now.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to your multiple offer situations and you're not having to ask a seller for as much in closing cost, uh, then that really opens up the possibility of your offer getting accepted over someone else's offer who needs concessions, or a seller to come in and pay a part of a purchaser's closing costs because they don't have the funds. So, I mean, this is really a double-edged sword. Going through Danville Redevelopment and Housing is, one, you're getting the education that you may or may not have to be fiscally responsible. But then you're also looking at, $10,000 that I have quote unquote saved by just putting in 1,000 plus another 10 that Maya can get you, plus whatever else. So at minimum, Maya,
Minimum.
at minimum, we're looking at $20,000
Mm-hmm.
that somebody can have or
Correct.
use towards purchasing a house.
Correct.
Yeah. Um, are there purchase price limits?
For
That,
DHCD, like say, um, they are looking to get down payment assistance through our DHCD program. There are purchase price limits, but it's up there. For an existing home, is 209,000,
wow.
and for a new, I believe it's like 290. I believe.
Wow.
But I never ran into that problem because, like I said, I work with low income folks, and even with
Mhm.
assistance, they're just not, qualifying for houses of that cost.
Right. Okay.
But that's
So
that one.
so now when we're talking about the Section 8 voucher,
Hmm.
um I don't think I don't believe a lot of people know that they can buy a house
Hmm.
using that Section 8 voucher.
Hmm.
Because I mean, and I'll just be real, a lot of people feel like someone on Section 8 is um a bad investment. I'll say it that way.
Hmm.
But they really are not. So can you run us through what that Section 8 voucher looks like when it comes to a home purchase, like how it can be used? And you can do it
So,
high level if you need to.
so the lender, and I'll start by saying this.
Okay.
This is super new. Like folks are still getting their feet wet with the whole buying a house with a voucher thing.
Hmm.
We literally, it was last year when I took the course on it, and I have a lot of different companies reaching out to me on how to do it, how are we doing it, and it's still super new. Um, I pretty much work with a lady in our Section 8 department. She knows the logistics on, oh, how much the voucher would be, depending on the property.
Hmm.
But I'm going to tell you how it is overall.
Okay.
So the client will come in, and however much their voucher is now for the house they're in now is what the lender will use for pre-qualification. That may go up, it may go down, it may stay the same depending on the property that they choose. But that's just how it is. Um, and a lot of clients, they question when they hit the market, oh, is it the same as renting as far as how many bedrooms it has to be depending on your family size and all this good stuff? It is not. It's completely different. So when you rent with your voucher, um, the Section 8 department, they'll tell you you qualify for a 3 bedroom or 2 bedroom depending on your family size. But purchasing, your pre-qualification is your pre-qualification. You get the house that you want. It don't matter if you a household of three and you want a 5 bedroom. You get what you want. So that's the beauty about purchasing with your voucher. The clients are truly getting what they want. Um, but as far as amount goes, it varies. But once the client does get in the house, it's exactly the same as far as if their income goes up, their voucher will go down. They'll be paying more towards their mortgage. If their income goes down, their voucher will go up. Section 8 will be paying more towards their mortgage. Um, but that's pretty much the overall. It's really simple as far as the seat that I'm in. I don't know what the Section 8 lady has to do. I don't know what the lender has to do, but it's pretty simple. It's easy for the client. I know that because we do everything. So it's nothing complicated.
Okay, Tyleek, when they with that voucher coming to you, what does that
Mhm.
look like on your end as far as the lender's concerned?
It's just as simple, honestly. The like Maya said, it's used as income. So we put that in the same section that we put in for like Social Security, disability, or
Mhm.
pension. We use that voucher, the housing choice voucher. We select that, and however much they're currently getting in that voucher is used as income for them. Now the only thing is you want to be able to qualify for enough. Now I'm not really sure what the guidelines are or the rules are about how much you can make, to still be on Section 8 or anything like that. But you still have to be able to get approved. So if the voucher is only worth $600, then you clearly need to make more than $600, to be able to qualify for a decent house. So, you still have to have that base income. It's just something that kind of adds to your approval. It's like, an addition, it's a garnish, but that is not going to be the base of your approval right there, the Section 8 voucher. And if it is, more than likely, you're not going to be able to qualify for as much for the home unless they're giving you a good amount. But even still, you don't want to be limited to just that. So that's something you add on top of the income you're already making. It's simple to put in there, but we got to get you pre-approved, same as anything else.
Okay, so I would like to, if we could, Maya, go a little deeper with it's the VITA program, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so with that, I know you said that it's a 6 month program, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, high level, can you take us a little deeper into that program, the benefits, and like say once you hit that 6 month mark, then what?
Um, so once you hit that 6 month mark, as long as you have completed the homeownership course, which honestly clients knock out within a day or two, and
Okay.
then the financial course same way. But it's really so simple. Like once you hit that, you have your money in it's a bank account. You get a statement every single month to show where you're at as far as your saving process. But that money is there. You want to move forward. If you're ready to move forward to be pre-qualified, you will do so. And once you are pre-qualified, you found a house and you're under contract and you can withdraw those funds. It's just a short process that I do. The client does not have to do it. They wire the funds directly to the closing folks, settlement agency or whatnot, and that's just that. Is really nothing that the client needs to do except save their money and
Mhm.
complete their courses. That's it.
And it's a 6 month minimum and max. So it's a 6 month period, correct?
6 month minimum, 2 years
Minimum.
max. 2 years
6 month
max.
minimum to your max. Okay.
Mhm.
So for your 6 month, and I'm just trying to put numbers to this
Mhm.
so it can make sense. So if you do it at 6 months to save $1,000,
Mhm.
that's $167 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
like Tyleek mentioned earlier, that's eating out.
Right.
Yep. That's a pair of shoes.
A person.
That's a Fashion Nova order, a Sheen order. Look,
Yeah.
y'all know, y'all know what y'all spend y'all money on. That's the Afterpays and Klarnas and all that stuff. Look, just put a halt to it for a little minute, and I mean, you're saving that money to get literally 10x what you put into it. So, I mean, that's literally a no brainer to save that money and utilize that money to you getting the house.
Right.
And you said
And
that one doesn't have an income limit, or does it have an
It
income
it has an income limit. It's that
limit?
80% AMI.
Okay. Okay, that's the 80% AMI.
And to add, I'm sorry, and to add, for that program, it has to be earned income.
Okay.
So folks with just like disability or something like that, they wouldn't qualify for that program. I should have mentioned that. Earned income.
okay, so we throwing some terms out that a lot of folks may not know. So when you talk about AMI, what are we talking
Average
about?
average median income. And
Av-
I'll literally, if anyone is interested, you could call me and say, do I qualify? And I'll get
Mhm.
those numbers from you, and I can tell you yes or no over the phone. It's literally just a chart that I go by, I have it hanging up right there. I can give the client a copy or whatnot. It goes by how many people are in your household, and then scroll on down to 80, and it'll tell you exactly how much that cap is.
Okay. So I want to make this a little even a little simpler, right?
Mm-hmm.
With this program. So we're talking about $1,000, and
Mm-hmm.
let's just go to max of 2 years. So for 24 months, that's $5 a month.
Yeah.
That's a cup of coffee. One cup of coffee. You
Mm-hmm.
replaced, put it in the savings account. Now, does the institution that the money is saved in, who gets to choose which institution that account is open with?
The client will have two options. I
Okay.
believe it's banks, it's BB&T, and another one that they choose from. DHCD, they do all the managing of the accounts. They send us the statements. We're the intermediary, so they send us the statements and we send them to the client.
Okay. So now let's just say we stretch it out over the 6 months. Does that payment have to be made every month? Can it do like every other month, or you just within 6 months? It's $1,000. Period.
Or however long it takes
Right.
them. But like I said, some folks they enrolled in the program when it was the $1 to $8. They enrolled and put that whole 500 in. As soon as they enrolled, they couldn't cash it out or anything, but they was like, hey, I want to get this out the way. So they can do the same thing with $1,000 if they choose to.
But they just have to get that education, and they have to make sure they're taking those classes. So you can
Correct.
get ahead of it. And I will also say, like with area median income, average median income, those are like lower income. Like it's really kind of hard to meet those, especially depending on like the household size and different things of that nature. And I will tell you, a lot of people don't meet things like that. That apply with me, especially like 2-person households. I think a lot of people make more than what they think they make.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be very hard to fit you into programs like this. So realistically, a lot of people who I have, referred and been able to utilize some of these programs with are like, single mothers or older people, like, kind of like a 1-person like income type situation, because there's not many 2-family households making less than 30,000-40,000 a year. So we also, like, I do think it's good to kind of put that out there too. Who knows, maybe a 2-person household could fit into that. But it's kind of hard to meet those 80% AMI requirements, because you really do have to be significantly low income to qualify for those.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else did I have? Um, so I know you said folks could just reach out to you, Maya. Where is your office located?
Our address is 502 Franklin Street. We're right across from the old Register and B. A lot of people find us by me saying that. We're right across from the old Register and B, off of Monument.
Mhm.
Monument.
Okay. What else can you share with the folks watching? Because I think we got like quite a few streaming right now. As far as the education or the benefits of the programs that could help them kind of push them into, I've been thinking about buying a house, but I don't know, not really sure. But after listening to Maya say this, then I want to get started.
Right. I mean, really, the only thing I can say is, what can it hurt? Our services are free. Like, you don't have to come in with any money. Just, it's easy. Schedule an appointment over the phone. Come in, and you just never know. Folks just never know. I'm not going to say buying a house is easy, but it's just not as hard as folks think.
Yeah, they've made
Especially
it
when you have
extra
a team.
complicated, and it's really not. Like
It's
the amount
not.
of people I get closed the like houses I get closed, and they're like, well, that really was not as bad as what I thought. I think that um that people have just put this stigma on it and made it so
Mm-hmm.
much harder than what it needs to be. And
Yeah.
also, like, people put false information. You got to have 20% down. If people had 20% saved, I wouldn't have sold a house in the last year and a half if that's what everybody had to have saved to buy a house. So, that's why when people come to me and they ask me, like, what amount do I have to have out of pocket? I mean, it really depends. Like, if I
Right.
can get you some assistance, then obviously that reduces your out of pocket expense. If David can negotiate closing costs for you,
Mm-hmm.
that reduces out of pocket expenses. If you can add in some of these programs that the Center for Housing Education offers, that clearly will take away probably all of your financial responsibility. If you don't want it to go to the down payment, it could go to closing costs. It
Mm-hmm.
could go to whatever you need it to go to really have you into a house with as little in the pocket as possible. So, I think that we all have something we can offer to you and ways we can help you get into a home that is most financially feasible for you. And at
Mhm.
this point, I mean, y'all see the rents. I sat up here and look for rent for a client, and it was 1,500 to 2,000, and you can buy yourself a real nice house. This is 1,500 for a 2 bedroom.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm over here like, hold on now, you can get you a little mini mansion here for that price if you wanted to. And then, we're not even talking about being able to utilize programs that can give you 10 to 20,000 to put down to even make those expenses even less. Um, so I mean, it really does not hurt you, especially because with rent, I tell everybody, like, for me, not every situation is like a pretty happy-go-lucky, like, first-time home buyer buying your house. Like, it is crisis situations. I'm being forced out of my home. My landlord is kicking me out, not allowing me to buy my home. And those are the situations I deal with about 50% of the time. And in those cases, if you could try to get ahead of it in any way while talking to Maya, get yourself financially prepared, or by just mentally preparing yourself to transition from being a renter to a buyer. That way, if that does come up, then you're ready. The worst part is my landlord is kicking me out and I want to buy a house, and then you come to me and I'm like, oh, well, we can't do anything right
Right.
now. There are things you have to work on. So even if you don't feel like you're ready, be prepared, because you never know when life will change.
That's
Right.
very true. And time again, Talik, we have seen clients come to closing and they don't pay anything out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Closing table. Now, there are fixed costs when it comes to a home purchase. There is your home inspection. Now, a home inspection is going to run you, depending on the size of the home, anywhere between $300 to $500.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that a purchaser will pay out of pocket up front. Then you have your appraisal,
550.
appraisal of $550. So we're already at 8 to 1,000
Mm-hmm.
out of pocket. Then there are other costs involved. If the home has a septic system, and you want that inspection done, that's going to run 250 to 400 to get that inspection. So we're looking at $1,500 minimum
Yeah.
that you, as a purchaser, would have to have liquid to pay for these inspections, just so you know what you're getting into with a home purchase. So plus, your closing cost, if you don't get that negotiated, that's between what, 3 to 6%, Talik?
Yeah, so that can be anywhere between 3 to 6% of your purchase price, and sometimes even more, because what people don't know and people don't understand is an interest rate is not free, especially when people want to shop for the lowest interest rate possible.
Mhm.
Okay, those come with a fee. And if you want the lowest rate on the rate sheet within what we can allow you, then that will obviously, make your closing costs higher. So what you see a lot of the time when there is like a client that we had together that actually brings money out of pocket, which is very rare. And if they do bring anything, they might bring somewhere between $800 to $1,000 out of pocket. What that is that's whatever was not covered within those closing costs, and that's the rate. That's not even, you know, like, that ain't your appraisal, that ain't that. It's the rate that you want to get, the lowest rate that I can offer you, and then that's that amount that they're paying is the difference. So that's kind of where I noticed that people don't really take into account. Like, you can shop for a rate all day, I can give you the lowest rate all day, but not many people will tell you what that costs, and sometimes the cost doesn't make sense. So, you take that higher rate so that your fees are not astronomical, and then you refinance later. So, it's a method to the madness, but, I would say that's where you're at. And then another thing that I typically tell people when they get started is, to me, I say 1,500 is a safe amount to have liquid. And even at the end at closing, we can give you a reimbursement for that EMD if your closing costs are covered or other fees are covered. We can give you a check back for that deposit you made. That's why we track your EMD, just like we did for the clients in North Carolina. They put their due diligence down. They got the whole check back because we went USDA. We got the closing costs covered. So you can get all of those back, but you have to be prepared to put it up front. And that's where people might not be prepared. So, there are some upfront fees, and we can try to help you minimize them as much as possible. Also, it's tax time. Call us.
It is this time. So don't go buy TVs, y'all. Don't go buy a new car.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in the market to purchase a home, because it's not happening.
And I mean, that could be that savings that people like cannot acquire on their own. And like, even if you had that tax money, my goal is not to use all your tax money. With any client that I have, and David knows, it doesn't matter how much you have, like, literally, I'm trying to get you some assistance if I can. Now, of course, there are income limits to assistance. Now, like with Maya's assistance is 80% AMI, but like Virginia Housing or something like that, they go pretty high as far as income goes. So if you exceed those, then you're really making some money there. I'm trying to get you assistance, but you're really making money there. But, I try to get everybody with any type of income situation assistance. But, that can be that amount in savings. That makes it easier for me to get you approved if you have more money in your account. It just makes your overall picture as a borrower look better if you have those funds. So, I know we make plans for our tax money, the new car, new clothes, new trip, vacation, but, it's nothing better than having your own place, have a place to call home.
Right.
All right, so we have some questions. One is, I think, more for me, but for Miss Brockman, she says, "Will this live be recorded?" Absolutely, it is being recorded, Miss Brockman, as we speak. So you can come back to YouTube on the channel and watch it at your leisure after work, because this information is vital, and it's super important, especially just the educational piece that you can get working with Maya. So yeah, feel free to come back either on Facebook or YouTube, and we won't take this down. This is a live stream, so it will be available to you and everyone else who is at work, and you got your your earbuds in or your AirPods, and you trying to work and pay attention to what we're saying. It's okay, because it will definitely be out there. But Maya, I think this question is geared more towards you. Blue McCoy, are there programs to assist with buying a home if an individual living with an individual in the housing authority property?
Yes, all of these, all the programs I mentioned are open to our residents. So if you're living in
They are.
yeah, about probably 60% of the folks that I see are residents of housing authority.
Okay. So Blue, I hope that answers your question. Um, then we have a shout out to Miss Talik from Roseville, Brandon.
That's my mom. Hey, mom.
Hey, Mama.
Look, I tell her every day I want to delete her Facebook every day. She new to Facebook and she just loves
No,
coming on
no,
Facebook.
we are not deleting Mama at all. Hey, Miss Brandon. So Blue, we were laughing because I um I actually got
He jacked
stumbled.
up that
I,
question,
I
Blue.
messed the question up, so that's my fault. Uh,
Yeah, he
but yeah,
jacked up the
so
question.
that is definitely available to you. And then we'll put Maya's information,
Mhm.
contact information here at the end, so you can reach out to her. If you have any other questions, feel free to pop those in. I know you have to run at noon, don't you, Maya?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna just sit on for another 3 minutes. If anybody has questions, they can ask those now, and then we'll let everybody go to get back to your day. But Blue, we hope your question got answered. As far as that being a yes to what you had to ask.
Mhm.
Um, so with some of the education stuff, like with it's like a personal finance class that y'all offer, Maya.
Yeah, just creating a budget. Because a lot of folks, well, I guess you wouldn't, you'll be surprised. Folks just kind of go through. They don't really have anything in like bills and stuff laid out to where they can
Mhm.
look at every month. So that's the goal at the end of that class for everyone to have a budget, see what money they have coming in, going
Mhm.
out, and where adjustments needs to be made. Because folks will be writing everything down and be like, I spend how much on DoorDash? They'll be completely surprised at how much they spend. Like Talik said, eating out, that's the main one. That's the
Hmm.
main one. And we'll go over things like uh car payments and such. I don't know if y'all heard of credit acceptance before, but they are a big.
No, they're the worst.
They're the worst. Oh my goodness. Folks don't know. You
Yeah.
don't know what you don't know. So we'll look into like refinancing and stuff like that. I'll educate them on that. So we'll just go through the entire budget and see how can we get your living expenses lower if need be. Some folks don't have an issue. They just don't have a budget laid out. So we work with them on that. So yeah, it's
And
just
that's
everything finance.
okay. And you said that's online they can do.
No, no, that's the
Oh, that's when
in-person
they have to come
course
in.
that we offer, that we're going to try to get some dates for opening up to the public. Um,
Hmm.
like Blue, I don't know if that person is still on, but we have them for our residents right now. So folks who actually live in our properties, we go to the properties and we give those courses. Or if a outside business, like I said, CIC, they contacted us and we went over there, talked to the parents. We conducted the course. So if any businesses on here and they want us to come and teach the course to any clients or anything, we're open to that.
Wow.
Mhm.
What about financial education toward like youth? Do y'all do anything like that?
So we're getting into that. So we just started our penny this little kids. We started with the little kids, then we're gonna get to the high school kid, middle school, and high school. But right
Okay.
now we just launched our penny pals class. And that's for girl, it was just too much.
Look, I want to
it's a
come.
money course.
Yeah,
It's a
me
money
too.
course for the little kids. So we did it at the Boys and Girls Club. It was their kindergarten, first and second graders.
Oh
We're
man.
partnering. We're trying to get into CIC. We're talking with them to get in there. There's a lot of classes in there, but it's a super fun, hands-on class to just teach them counting money, saving money, what is money, um, and it's the little kids. Oh my
Oh
goodness,
my gosh, please invite me to the next one.
yeah.
I just
Yeah,
love kids, y'all.
It's
yeah, me too.
awesome. They're super. They get
Please.
super excited. And if you go on our
Okay.
Facebook page, anybody go on the Center for Housing Education Facebook page, you can see those pictures there where we conduct, classes. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
it's
you got to
they
share
pick
those.
careers and everything. Their careers. It's so cute. It's so good.
Okay. So Talik, question for you. if self-employed, is one still able to buy a home?
Of
And
course.
what would you need to do?
Okay, so I will be upfront and honest. So self-employment is a little bit more complicated. Reason being is because most self-employed borrowers, they when they file their taxes, they try to write off as much of their income as possible. And we actually get you pre-approved based on your income after those write-offs. So your taxable income on your taxes. So that is where most self-employed people have a challenge, is that they don't report enough income to the IRS. Now, if you do report sufficient income, you want to make sure that you also are reporting enough for what your standards are, right? So some people report $20,000, $30,000, which is okay, but you're not gonna get, a mansion with 20 or $30,000 as your yearly income for your business. So it does require a little bit more planning. It's something that we can work together with like your accountant and really figure out how much of your income do you need to claim if you haven't claimed enough, to really kind of prep you and put you in the best position to buy as a self-employed borrower. But we also offer bank statement loans and non-QM products and specialty products that will allow us to get you approved without taxes or without W-2s or 1099s or whatever that is. But those programs will also require you to have a higher credit score and for you to put more down. So if we're not looking at those taxes and stuff, then we won't be able to use, that, like, as income, or we won't be able to use down payment assistance or different things like that if you go that route. So you'll have to put 20% down if you want to go off of the income into your accounts instead of what you file on your taxes. So it's doable, but I think it just requires a little bit more planning.
Yeah. Okay. Blue, I hope that answered your question again. And Maya, it is 11:59, and I know you probably have to run, but I do want to thank you for coming on. And can you give us your contact info so whoever needs to get in touch with you, they can?
Okay, you want me to just say it or somewhere I can
Yeah,
write
you can say it,
it?
and then I'll type it and put it in the comments. Yeah.
Okay, so our phone number, probably the best way to reach us, is 434-799-2343, and that's the Center for Housing Education. My email address is mhairston@drhava.com. So you can get an appointment either way, calling or emailing me. Yeah.
All right. There it is. Maya Hairston's
He
phone.
you spelled her thing wrong. You spelled
Yeah,
her
just
email wrong.
flip it, but everything else is right. Hairston.
Hairston.
Right.
Harsto. That's what I put in there.
It's flipped. The T and the S.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you.
Everything else is right, and they can contact me either way.
Email, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So a phone call would be easier though, correct?
Yeah, probably the best way to reach us. But like I said, if you email me, I'll see it too. So that'll be fine.
And do they just reach out and say, like what specific service they want, or like, I'm interested in financial literacy or financial planning, or I would like to, enroll in like the home buyer education piece. They can
Yep.
kind of put that all in there. Okay.
Yep. Just say exactly what they're looking for, and most of those one-on-one services is going to start with a initial appointment, and in that appointment, we'll kind of get the ball rolling.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So if you got to run, Maya, thank you again.
No problem. Thank you for having me. This was awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you. And
No
shout out to
problem.
Danville Redevelopment and Housing Authority. Tell your team thank you for lending you to us for a little bit. And
Sure.
have a great rest of your day, ma'am. I'm gonna keep Talik on here for a minute.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Yeah.
Good night. All right, Miss Talik, how can the people get in touch with you?
So you can either call me or text me at 434-713-8607. And
Mhm.
you can also email me at tyleekmason@alcova.com. So Tyleik Mason@alcova.com.
Let me make sure I spelled that right. Y'all, it's a tough crowd. Let me see if we got this right. See, I don't like the way this does this because it doesn't break up the lines. But
You
there's a
got it.
phone
I can
number
see it. I'm on
and
here on the
there's
live.
an
You did.
email. Yeah. So 434-713-8607, Tyleek Mason at alcova.com. And if you need to reach me, of course, David Totten. Uh give you my I guess I put my personal number out there.
Go ahead and put your number out there so people can
I'm
call.
gonna put the business one out there. It's 434-515-2112. Or you can email me at D for David, the number four, the realtor or the realtor here in the South at gmail.com. And Talik, Miss G, who joins us every stream that we do, she had a question, and I
Okay.
have an opinion about it. And I'm gonna propose the question to you too.
Okay.
After I put this out here. Um, she asked, I noticed that there are many apartments being proposed built along with new homes. Do you think this will saturate the southern comfort of Danville? And I'm gonna let you answer first, and then I'll give my thoughts on it.
Okay. For me, I don't think so. I think that we have a housing crisis. We have whether that's rent, whether that is, a stick built home, we have a crisis where more people need housing than we are currently providing right now. So I think, having that mix, and especially this will kind of make Danville more of that city type because Danville is a city. Now, Pittsylvania County and, surrounding counties, those are meant to be like more rural, but like you can't even get a USDA loan or anything like that in Danville anyway, because it's meant to be a city. So cities have more apartments. And that just comes along with being a city and being a growing city as well, because we do want Danville to grow. We do want more job opportunities to come to the area. We want more things for kids and families to be able to do as well. So we got to make sure that we can house all of the people who are going to start coming as we continue to bring things to the area.
And I definitely agree with that. I don't think that it will make Danville lose that southern comfort feeling. I think it'll make it actually more appealing to folks looking to relocate from like the larger cities, your and states like your New York, your California, your Texas, like the Dallas market, Los Angeles,
Florida.
Florida. We have a lot of people that are coming here from those areas. So, Miss G, I feel like it would make Danville more attractive to a lot of people. And, to echo what Talik said, especially when it's geared toward the youth. When I was coming up in this area, back in the 80s and the 90s, we had a few things to do in town. And I know that they're working on that now, especially in the downtown River District area. But we need the housing. So, those a lot of people don't like uh, the maintenance of a house, so they prefer those multifamily developments to where they can, purchase a townhouse or live in an apartment and not have to do any long maintenance and replace a roof or those type of things. But yeah, that's how I think it. More people start coming once they see, Danville can offer me, housing that it wasn't built back in the 20s and the 30s,
Mhm.
40s. There's nothing wrong with those houses because that the charm in those places are you just don't see that every day. But for your millennial and your Gen Z folks, it would just be more appealing to them.
Or,
um,
just for people to kind of have like more housing that is not meant to be permanent housing, right? To have people who want to come from Florida, because we've had a lot of people who bought
mhm.
homes from New York, from California, from Florida, from Jersey, from Washington, all of these different states, and they come here and they immediately want to buy. If we have maybe places where they could utilize to really rent and really see if they like the area, because to
Mhm.
me, I mean, no offense, but to me, I do think that it can be a big jump to change from New York to Danville, or um Florida to Danville. And if you can have that, let me get a dose, let me get a feel of how this area is before I commit
Mhm.
to buying a home. I think
Yeah,
that's always good. I think that renting is good for what it's good for. Now, I don't think it's ever meant to be a 20, 30-year thing or 40-year thing. At
correct.
that point, you've paid for two or three houses, which you've paid for in rent. But I do think if you're using it as a temporary tool to put you in the best position possible to buy, then you want to have those things out here for people. To be able to utilize. Now, I will say with all of the new apartments, that they are not free. Those are not cheap either. They are
Mhm.
kind of bringing a lot of luxury uh, apartments and stuff like that to the area. So I don't really know how that's going to help with affordability, but that
Yeah,
having that there for the people looking for that is important.
at minimum, I think $1,200 is
Yeah.
where 12 to 1,500 is becoming the norm in this area.
Hmm.
And like you said, if you can own a house for that, buy the house
Yeah, for
versus
sure.
paying rent. Now, she had another comment on here. Miss G, we love you, girl. We love New York City. So she said, I saw some homes that were for sale and now are for rent. And I would hate to invest again and then have an Airbnb next door. Uh, I think a lot of people feel that way
Hmm.
because when you think about Airbnb short term, a lot of people have it to where they're gonna be partying in the house and all. A lot of people that are in those houses now are professionals. That's your construction folks staying in these. They're your traveling
Nurses.
nurses, your doctors. Um, so and there's a process that a home has to go through in order to be classified as a short-term rental here in the city of Danville. So some people just get a house and put it out there, but you have to go through city council. You have to have a certificate of occupancy. Then there has to be a vote that says yes, this house can be used as a short-term rental based off of this, and then your neighbors have to have a say so in that. So it's not as easy now that the city is starting to or had started to crack down on short-term rentals in the area. So depending on where you are or investing in the city of Danville, that could not be the case where you have a short-term rental besides you on either side. So there are measures in place if that's a concern. And she said a studio in New York is 1,200. Oh, I know. I know. One of my college roommates is there in the city, and I've heard. But we do have people moving here all the time.
I
You know,
used to live there.
in New
Shout out
York.
mom. I hope she's still here, but yeah, they helped me pay that rent up there. The rent, mine was 3,000 a month
Jesus.
for rent.
Miss
Um,
Brandon,
Thank
kudos to
you.
you.
Shout out to my mom and dad for that
Yeah,
because best believe I was over here like fresh out of college in New York. Yeah, it was very, very expensive. And I do think for affordability, that's why a lot of people are moving from these different cities to here because they would have never been able to buy a home in Florida or
right,
California or
right.
New York. And we are able to provide those opportunities for those people and change their lives in that capacity. But in the same token, I really think that people who have been natives of the area and just have never officially committed to buying, that can be a little bit scary because they can see prices going up. They feel
Yeah,
like their ability to buy a house is dwindling. And then you have more high income earners from other states coming in and just, picking
right.
up these properties left and right. But if you're concerned about affordability, now is always going to be a better time than later. And most people who get into a house don't keep their same of original 30-year mortgage. Most
Right.
people intend to refi whenever the rates, will present themselves. You slash your payment, you're still in your house. And you are saving by being in that house. But we cannot help you with what a landlord is going to charge for rent, and we cannot give you any idea of, where those prices will go. So
Mhm.
if you want to be proactive about it, then the best thing to do is go ahead and put yourself in that position where you can really capitalize and make the best of where you're at right now.
Right. Hello, Miss Devon. We see you.
Hey, Devin.
No neighbors for me, please.
No neighbors. Devin, you're gonna have to be in the country for real, for real.
Yeah, I'm at the center out there where I grew up at in Pelham.
Yeah, she gonna have to be in Pelham. She gonna have to be in Callens. That's what she gonna have to
Yeah.
be at.
Hmm.
She gonna have to go out there to Callens. Or she gonna have to be in Eden or something to be away
But
from
yeah,
people.
that is all I have. Again, I want to thank Maya and Talik. Thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
such a pleasure to share the stage with you when we do these live streams and the perspective, the energy, and that you add. Um, it just makes it flow a lot smoother. So big shout out to your mom, Miss Brandon. Good to see you on today, and everyone that tuned in. Again, this is being streamed live, so you can go back and watch the replay at your leisure. Talik, you got any final thoughts for the
Um,
people?
I guess my comments, upon exiting here is of course reach out to Maya, reach out to me. We are at first, the first kind of barriers to entry of you getting into a house. Maya kind of preps you and gets you into the best position for me to get you pre-approved for financing. And then I will get you pre-approved, and then we will get you over to David and he will find your dream home. But, starting and having that conversation, even if you can't get pre-approved today, let's put you in a place where you can get approved. Um, and at this point, I think, just jump out there because I promise you, we are not as scary as we may seem. I don't know if you noticed from the live today, but we were definitely extra giggly because we were just having a good old time here. But we're not super serious. We are very nice people, and any way we can help you get into a home with as little out of pocket as possible and as affordable as possible, that's always our goal. So feel free to reach out and we'll just see what we can do for you and how we can help you.
Yeah, today was fun. Um,
Yes.
we do, and and seriously, we have fun through the process. It's not staunchy. Home buying should not be stressful on you as the purchaser because that's what you have the team around you for to
Right.
take on that stress. My final thought. because we do put a lot of time and energy and effort into getting this information. And people say, knowledge is power, and I have to disagree, because unless you use that knowledge, then it's just knowledge. It's just something that that you put on the shelf. um, Like, I'm in a library right now, so there are books all around me, and they're full of information. But unless you pick it up, open the book, and apply the information, then it doesn't help you at all. So the stuff that you learn, that you hear, even if it's just a nugget, use it. That's when it becomes power. There is free education for home ownership and personal finance that um, Maya's department and team offer, and it's free. So we'd like to sometimes complain about what we don't know, or not knowing about something, and it's offered to us and we still don't take advantage of it. So that would be my challenge to everyone: is take what you learn and do something with it, apply it. And then after you apply it, teach someone else, because, especially your kids. And
Yeah.
I love the penny saver program that they are doing for the babies, because that's where it needs to start. Yes, education
Yeah.
starts at home, but a lot of people don't know. So you got to go to where the knowledge is and connect with the people who have it. And then once you gain that knowledge and understanding, then you use that knowledge and understanding to reach back and teach other people. So we hope you enjoyed this live stream. A lot of people said they enjoyed it. It was informative, and yeah, it was fun today. And I
Yes.
enjoyed hanging out with you two ladies. If anybody has any questions, further comments, you want to chat with us one on one, feel free to do so. Call us, email us, text us. If you go to my website, or you go to my Facebook or YouTube, there's a link where you can schedule a meeting with me directly. And if you want Tyleek on there, I'll send her the link.
And have me on the call too.
Have her on a call. And if I have to get her mama involved, friend, I will reach out to you because I know who you are now.
Uh-huh, yep, she on the live. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I'm excited
yeah, me too.
to be able to help everybody, and I'm excited about what we're doing with these classes. And
Yes.
I'm hoping that, everybody takes this information and just jumpstarts, their life, their financial literacy, their savings, their awareness of homes, even if you already own a home. We all have, kids, cousins, aunts, uncles, somebody who doesn't know. And I think the worst situation is I had a lady call me and she was 70 years old paying 2,000 a month in rent. Like, that's not how the system is set up. The system is set up for us to, buy a home as early as possible and pay that thing off and be
Right.
done and not have a housing expense and things of that nature. But if you decide to rent and you decide to make rent long term, you end up paying well more than what you think. And I had to tell a lot of people who contact me, like, you got to think about it. Even if you're not paying anything but $700-800 a month, if you do that for 12 months, and then you do that for, let's say, a mere 10 years, that's $96,000 right there in
Mhm.
rent. So if you're thinking about people that do that for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and they're scared to buy a home, you've bought multiple homes just for other people. You've invested and put wealth into so many other families. And it's easy. When you get in that house, you pay that mortgage, you go on about your business, you get your homeowner's insurance, you get your home warranty to cover those expenses, and you go on with life. um, it's not as complicated as what people make it out to be.
Right. And you get appreciation as a homeowner. and you get charged off on your taxes, the interest that you pay. You get
Hmm.
depreciation. So there are so many benefits. I was dealing with a family before this meeting, and they have a house in Florida that's a rental. They live in North Carolina, but the rental house is making them a significant amount of monthly income. And
Hmm.
they were debating, should we sell it? Should we keep it? So, looking at the numbers, if it's generating income, that is what we call an asset, and you don't get rid of those. Now, your primary residence, yes, it takes money out of your pocket, but eventually that house gets paid off. And now, what that house does is appreciates in value over time. And if you don't want to live there, rent it out, leave it to your kids, but it stays in the family. And then that helps with net worth. And, it just helps with a lot of things that
It
sadly,
sets your
say,
kids up for the future.
yeah,
If you think
yeah,
about it, like even if they don't decide to keep that home in the family, now they sell that property. Let's say you paid the property off, they sell it. I mean, now, I mean, what are you getting for under, 150 to 200,000? And think
right,
about if your parents left you with something where you could sell and have 100 to 200,000 to split between you and your siblings, or to keep all yourself. I mean, to
mhm,
jumpstart your life with hundreds of
right,
thousands of dollars, and really, utilizing those to really set you and your kids up, or you and your family up. That's that wealth building tool that, homes give you and provide for you. So, it's just so many benefits to it. It's way more benefits than, downsides.
it is. And sadly to say, our community just don't talk about it enough.
Hmm.
So we're starting a conversation right here, living in Danville, Virginia. So we hope you enjoyed it today. Again, if you need us, feel free to reach out. We are here to help home ownership turn into a reality.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. We want to help as many families as we can realize the dream of home ownership. So this is David Totten and Tyleek Mason, business partners in this game of real estate. And yeah, we thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's beautiful outside. I've been out there. It's warm. It's a breeze. It's beautiful. It's supposed to be in the 70s today. So get outside and do something. And have a wonderful weekend. And we will see you on our next live stream.
See
Y'all take
y'all.
care. Bye. Thanks, Tylee.
You're welcome. Bye bye.